I want to say to you with absolute satisfaction, absolute pride, that all the issues that you have been commenting about in the last 2 days have been completely and totally resolved. We are back in business as one united and happy family. I want to say also that yesterday or a couple of days ago, we set up a committee, the NEC, in his decision on the 27th, authorized the setting up of a technical committee. From the very minute we called them into session, they have worked non-stop with virtually no sleep. Because I emphasized when I was inaugurating them that their report was time sensitive.
Welcome back. We're turning our attention to political matters now. We are joined by Lucky Imasuen, who is a former deputy governor in Edo State. Thank you for coming on this morning.
Thank you very much for having me.
Well, we just heard the chairman there speaking about some of the matters concerning your party and how to move it forward. But it does appear as though you and the meeting that held recently don't seem to agree with him continuing as chairman of the party. Could you explain to us what was it that transpired? Why? What informed the headline we saw a couple of days ago where it says South groups dump Oyegun, endorse Oshiomhole? What's going on?
Well, thank you very much. I'm not very comfortable with the phrase dump. We are not dumping anybody. First, before I begin, let me emphasize this. The man you just heard speaking is national chairman of our great party. He's from Edo State. He's like a father figure to many of us. We love and respect him, and that includes Oshiomhole, who played a wonderful role in his emergence, but that's not what we are here to discuss this morning. You would agree with me on the pages of newspapers, on both electronics and print media, there's been speculation that the former governor of Edo State, should maybe come the national chairman of the party. And on my own part, I have members of the party from all nooks and crannies of this country calling on me, calling on others, say, look, man, you people are close to this guy. You know, we like his way of doing things. Why don't you encourage him to throw his heart into this race? Oshiomhole, prior to our endorsement, has not spoken to anyone in Edo State that I know of about him contesting that position.
So how come people thought that people knew that he was interested?
No, that he was interested. If I tell you that people were not aware that he is being considered for that position, I'll be lying to you. I'm pretty sure even if you were born at night, it wasn't last night. So it is clear that APC members wanted him to contest. What we're not sure about, whether he was ready to throw in his hat. Last Sunday, what took off, what really happened? Last Sunday, we had our Norman Edo State caucus meeting. And in that meeting, we had the current governor of Edo State, former and the deputy governor, the minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, that is Dr. Saige Hanere, was also present, the speaker, the former governor also, former deputy governors, and members, senators, former members of the House of Rep, current members of the House of Rep, and other members of the Edo State caucus.
Did that include party chairman?
Including the state party chairman. And the meeting went out very smoothly. But we...
What was the agenda of the meeting?
Is to talk about the forthcoming Congress. You know, people, there were agitation. Oh, can they contest? If so, who will be contesting? How many members will be allowed to contest? And the state party chairman and the caucus itself needed... We do that from time to time.
Was the chairman invited?
The national chairman. I'm not the one that did the invitation. My understanding, usually, he will be invited. But I didn't do this invitation. I cannot speak authoritatively to that. But this meeting was not held because of this. It was scheduled way before that. And this year, I think this is the second. And last year, we had it like 3-4 times. This is the fourth meeting this year. It is ongoing. And in the course of our discussion, having discussed the forthcoming Congress generally, the governor stood up to brief us about his effort, which is glaring to the view of every one of us, what he's doing in terms of development, where he started from, where he is now, and where he hopes to take the state. Because remember now, the caucus is the highest body in the state. And after the normal proceeding, it came to AOB. And I looked at it because I have senators from the Northeast, Northwest, South, everybody calling me, what is this man saying? Why is he keeping quiet? Everybody is talking.
Man was that?
The comrade governor. It's the former governor of Edo State.
You said that in your opening remarks, you said that it is the way he does things, and people have been calling you based on that.
No, I'm coming to that.
But is it about the way he does things, or is it about the credentials now?
That's where I'm coming on. I now stood up in the meeting. I needed to clear that. I now stood up. You remember the position of the chairman in the wisdom in the national body, in his own wisdom, left the zoning of all offices the way they were. And which means the national chairmanship of APC is still zoned to the South. I now stood up and I moved a motion that the APC caucus in Edo State should endorse the comrade governor, the former governor of Edo State, for that position. And it was thrown to the floor. It was enthusiastically received. The former speaker supported the motion. The Professor Homedy supported the motion. The support was going on enthusiastically. Then the current member of the House of Representatives, Honorable Pali Riase, stood up from our federal constituency and then posed the question. The roof almost came down. And he also asked if anyone is opposing this motion. There was none. So the comrade governor, nobody in that hall. And I'm speaking, and you can call anyone who attended that meeting, not the minister, not the governor, none the honorable members. And not only that, Chemele, the honorable members, serving honorable members, many of them came to the camera. The senator came to the camera. So with that, we endorsed him. The comrade governor was sitting down there dazed.
And you think that Chief Oyegun is at ease with this?
Well, he is at ease with it. But he didn't ask us to do it. That's the point I'm getting at.
But the thing is this, I mean, if I could just jump in, pardon me for that. When you say it was enthusiastically received, it was overwhelmingly received, they were all happy about it. So how is it that, I mean, this meeting was called, and you said it was to discuss the forthcoming convention. So they discussed every other thing, so they had to wait until it came to AOB. Nobody moved it until you moved it, and then it had a thunderous approval.
You know, when you are conducting a meeting, you have the chairman of caucus, you have the party chairman, you have the governor. It's in that sequence that you speak. Then after their contribution, the opportunity is given to the floor to speak on the issue. It is at that time I can speak. I'm neither the caucus chairman, nor the state chairman, or the governor of the state. Okay. Therefore, I could not have contributed at the onset of the debate. It is a follow-up to the state endorsement. The South-South caucus meeting that was held on Monday, was scheduled a few weeks back when they met. So they now follow up what was done by the state, in the state caucus, a day earlier. You know, our meeting was on Sunday, the South-South meeting came on Monday. Yeah. And they did the same thing. The endorsement was also received and approved.
You say there was no dissenting voice.
There must be dissenting voice.
I thought you said everybody approved it. There was no opposition.
Listen, that is the Edo State caucus meeting. Edo State, not the South-South.
Okay, wait. This meeting had members of the South-South.
No, Edo State own was on Sunday. The South-South meeting happened on Tuesday, where all delegates from the state, Akwa Ibom, River, Delta,
South states
now came into Benin for their own meeting. You have former senators, you have present senators, former governors.
So did that same matter come up in that particular?
Yes.
What was the reaction?
The reaction was because Edo State has already endorsed him for that exalted position. And majority of those who participated in this meeting were thinking in line with Edo State. A motion was also moved. I came in late to that meeting. A motion was also moved, and it was unanimously accepted. However,
unanimously.
No, let me rephrase the word unanimously. There were one or two. I know some people were. I read it on the pages of newspaper. 4 chairmen out of 6.
That's not 1 or 2.
But that's not 1 or 2. This meeting wasn't called for the 6 chairmen alone.
As a matter of fact, 4 of them.
Excuse me.
4 of them said that they were pushed to support the candidates that you support.
You are saying 4 of them. In a meeting attended by over 100, you have former senators, current senators, former governors, current governors.
Was the chairman invited for this meeting?
Well, the South chairman, Prince Eta, said
the national chairman.
He said he invited him. I have no reason to doubt his comment.
Was he present there?
He wasn't. I can't. He's the national chairman of the party. He has a national obligation. This is not the first time I've attended the meeting.
I mean, this is a meeting of the high and mighty in your party, and then you think that the absence of the chairman of the party should be left.
Is it the first time the chairman has been absent in the South meeting? The one we had in Asaba, he wasn't there. The one we had in this thing, it was not there.
Does this speak to the rift in your party?
There is no rift. Let me tell you, the APC is a party where I've observed people can be asking for the same thing. They can agree to disagree, and yet they respect each other. I started my comment by saying, I respect Chief Oyegun. He's like an elderly brother, like a father to me. He has done his best. He has done well. But we are moving to a different phase in this political era. Nigerians are more...
And you feel he cannot carry you to that phase?
I'm not saying he cannot carry it to that.
Then why change the cards when you can do it?
I'm not saying he cannot carry it, but we need a louder voice. We need a chairman that can speak to the issues. We have an opposition party now that is deliberately trying to tear down the effort of this federal government. PDP will oppose even a letter without opening it if it's addressed, if the sender is President Muhammadu Buhari.
They're not here to talk for themselves. Let's just keep
what
to
I'm
the
trying
issues.
to say that the comrade governor, looking at his political antecedent, remember, I've been in this studio before as a member of the PDP. When I left office, that's when they came in. We tried severally to unseat this man. We tried legally. But you know why we ran into a brick wall? Because of the monumental development that this man has brought to Edo State.
Mr. Imasuen,
we know his political
let me take you up on